the comparison operators. Okay, so let's look at an example how we could use the comparison operator as an example. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my PHP tags, and I'm going to go ahead and define x and y as x being 100 and y as being 100. Okay, then I'm just going to close up my PHP. Okay, so what I've done there is I've basically said, okay, well, x is the value of 100, but y you can see as a string. It's not actually a value. Okay, so it's not actually a variable, it's actually a string. So then I'm going to go, okay, well, var dump x equals to y. So I'm just going to say var dump x equals to y. So I'm just going to type out var okay, and then I'm basically going to go echo and then I'm going to go var dump x as an equal, and we know that equal is identical to y, and then I'm going to put in another br. Okay, then I'm going to put in another dump. This one is the not equal to, and then I'm going to put the not identical in, and then I'm going to say, okay, well, I'm going to put in a br and say a equals to 50 and b equals to 90. So I'm going to go, okay, well, a is greater than b, and I'm going to go a is smaller than b. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to hit save, and we're going to see what we get results as. So basically, when we open this up, we would see that we get a Boolean, because we're working with Booleans here, and we're getting either true or false depending on what we've written out. So line number 13, we said basically that x is 100 and y is 100 in a string form. Then we kind of go to, okay, on 13 we said, this is the wrong one. We said, on number 13, we said that x is equal to y, and the value came out as being true, which is correct. Then on line 15, we said x is identical to y, and it said false because it's not identical because we are using this as a string value in y. Then on line 17, we said x is not identical to y, and it's false because it isn't, it's not identical. And on 19, we said x is not, oh, sorry. Let's go back to that, see that's gone. On 17, we said it's not equal to, and it is not equal to, which is false. But then we said 19, we said not identical, and it is not identical, so it's true. And then on line 25, we said a is we said the value a is 50 and value b is 19, and then we said a is greater than b, and in that fact that is false because it's not, and then we said, okay, well, a is smaller than b, and that is true. So there you can see the results, basic mathematical skills there for you. So that is looking at comparison operators. Now the next thing that we're going to chat about is logical operators and array operators. Okay, so logical operators, and I'm just going to pull this up on the screen. Here we go. So logical operators are basically you get and, or, XOR, and, or not. Okay, and basically let's start at the top. And is basically, as it says, and it's X and Y. That's true if both X and Y are true. Okay, so if you put it in a value where you go, okay, X and Y, then it means that if both values are the same, it will give you a result of true. Now, or is basically you go X or Y, so true if either X or R is true. Okay, then XOR XOR is X or Y, true if either X or Y is true, but not both. Okay, so not both. Then you get ampersand is basically and, so you go X and Y, true if both are true, exactly the same as the first one. Okay, so those two are the same. And then this or and that or is the same, and not is just basically a and then not is basically we go it's a glitch, can't write anymore, whatever. Okay, so not basically is not $x true if X is not true. Okay, and then you get array operators. Now the PHP error operator are used to compare arrays. So you get union, equality, identity, inequality, inequality, and non-identity. So if you have time, go through this. It's not that important at this stage. In the following videos, we'll go into more depth into these values. This is just basically very mathematical equations of PHP. Okay. Okay, so that was basically looking at array operators and logical operators. Now the next thing we're going to chat about is if and else functions. Now if and else functions are a bit more fun. So you get PHP conditional statements, and basically what PHP conditional statements are is very often when you write code, you want to perform different actions for different decisions. Now you can use conditional statements in your code to do this. Now in the PHP you have the following statements. You've either got if statements, if else statements, if else if statements, and a switch statements. Okay, so let's start off with the if statement. Now the if statement is used to execute some code only in a specific condition is true. Okay, so let's start off with an example. Let me show you a good example of how this works. So I'm going to go and create a new document. I'm going to save that document as if.php, and then I'm going to copy, of course, as always, the first bit of code. I'm going to paste that, and then I'm going to close my body tags, and I'm going to close my HTML tags. Okay, now we are going to open up our PHP, and we are going to close down the PHP, and inside of the PHP we're going to write $T equals date. Okay, and inside of the date I'm just going to write H. Okay, now I'm going to write an if statement. We're going to go if $T, is that a dollar sign? Yeah, that's a dollar sign. If $T is less than 20, then it needs to do the following. What is it going to do? Okay, well, let's define what it needs to do for us. So I'm just going to move this up so that we don't get confused. Always move up your code so that you can have a bit of space. And then you go echo, this is our if function doing something. So